Yep, Steve Harvey for you this morning, dropping some wisdom for you this Monday morning, the last Monday of March. Again, I wrote some things down, but these are things that you know. I'm sure you know them, but are we doing what we know? Are we applying what we know? Remember, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Just because you know something, if you're not doing it, it doesn't mean that you're going to get there. It means that you just have knowledge. But you have to apply what you know. You have to apply the mindsets that you know. Success leaves clues. So find someone that does what you want to do or is where you want to be or has what you want to have or whatever that is and copy how they think. Try to get close to them. Copy how they think. Copy how they move. Copy those things, and you will get the same results. That's the way it goes. He just talked about your gift making room for you. This is something I see a ton in our society that we don't know what we're good at. We don't identify our gifts. Do you know what you're good at? Like, do you know the thing that you do with what he said, the least amount of effort, right? That you do very well, produces a great result. Do you know what that is? Let me tell you, it's not always attached to your job. It's not always attached. Who you are is not what you do for work. It, your gifts may not be attached to your job. Remember, you chose that job in your 20s, in your 30s, right? Like you didn't know you were doing a lot of things for maybe a paycheck or whatever, or the opportunity or where you could live, but that might have nothing to do with your gift. Might have nothing to do with what you were put here to be able to do. But are you identifying that? I know many of us want to get financially free. We want to, right, have time freedom, all the things. But one of the requirements is you know what you're good at. You know what you're good at, and you know what you're not good at. You know what your gifts are. You know what your specific talent is, not what the world is telling you. This takes time. This takes you getting close to yourself, spending some time away. We talked about solitude a couple weeks ago, just breaking away and spending some time with yourself to tap in. If you don't know these things, this is the work. This is the work of how you get to the life you don't need a break from. Because all those things, those examples of Steve Harvey telling jokes starting at $25 and then making $1 million a day to tell jokes, he said he did this for 30 years. The guy that cut grass, he was cutting grass as a kid. He said the guy is 60. Right? Like I want y'all to put that in perspective of how long you have to do something, but it compounds. Once you realize what you're good at, we look at our athletes and our musicians, but LeBron has had a basketball in his hand since he was 4. He's 40, right? Like Beyonce had a mic in her hand since she was 3 years old, 4 years old, right? She's going to be turning 40 something, right? Like this is a long process. We don't identify those things. And that's what I want you to do this Monday morning. I want you to start identifying your gifts. I want you to start identifying what you are good at, where your contribution in life is going to be, what you do better than other people with the least amount of effort. What is that thing? When you think on these things, again, we're heading into a brand new month, we're heading into a brand new quarter. When you think on these things, you start to get better answers. You start to figure out what it is you can do. Even if it is you want to go make $1 million, he just told you how to do it. Just keep multiplying by 10. What can I do for $10? What can I do 10 times that makes 100? 10 times more makes 1,000. 10 times more makes 100,000 or 10,000, 100,000, then a million. You got to think that way, but you got to first tap into your gifts, know what you're good at. The other part of that, he talked about, again, things that we know as a man thinketh. So is he, right? As a man thinketh, as whatever your thoughts are, that's who you become. That mind being like a remote control. Such a great analogy. That mind, your mind is a remote control. When you use the remote on the television, you know what's going to happen. You have an expectation of what's going to happen. Such a good word. You have an expectation. Hey, I press these buttons, this is going to happen. It's funny watching kids learn technology because they have an expectation that something's happened, but they don't press the right buttons. right? If you have kids or grandkids, like you know what that's like. They're playing with something like, I don't know how to do this because they're expecting this thing to turn on or this thing to happen, and it didn't happen by what they were pressing, by how they were doing it. So they get very frustrated. We have an expectation for the electronics that we use when it's, hey, I know if I do this, I'm going to get this outcome. It's how our brains work. It's how our brains work. If you focus on something long enough, if you, again, if you point your attention in that, you're intentional about what you're looking at, you'll get more of that in your life. You can have an expectation that you're going to get that. If all you think about is success in your life, in your health, in your marriage, in your relationship, in your finances, and if that's what you focus on, you're going to get more of that in your life. Problem is, the enemy comes to distract. So we're not always focused on that. We might be focused on the worry. We might be focused on the doubt. We might be focused on the next thing to go do. The idea, like we might be not focused on the thing that we want the most so that we can get that into our life. I had a mentor who used to always tell me, Chris, don't give up what you want now for what you want most. He said, don't give up what you want. No, the other way. Don't give up what you want most for what you want now, right? Don't give up what you want most for what you want now. Sometimes right now we just want some security. We just want some feel good. We just don't want to feel this way anymore. So we'll give up what we want the most. Freedom, legacy, whatever that is up ahead. We give that up for right now. That we can't do. We got to stay focused on what we want the most, and we got to continue to go through it. We got to continue to go through whatever the journey is we've been called to go through. You're your own remote control. What does that look like? In our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets, the one that popped out at me was the great ones manufacture their own self-image. You are your own remote control. You get to change the channel. You get to point it in the direction of wherever you want it to go. It's your choice. You get to manufacture that. It's not how you grew up. It's not your parents. It's none of those things. It's you. It's your choices. You're all adults. That means you make your own choices. You can manufacture your own self-image, what you believe to be true about yourself. You get to create that. Nobody else. Nobody else gets to create that. And that's a huge key. And you get into the life that you want. Here's what it says in the text. It says, it's been said that self-image is the reputation we have with ourselves. How's your reputation with yourself? It's a good question. How do you think highly of you? Do you have a good rapport and reputation with yourself? It's also been said that most of us suffer from some type of inferiority complex. The world class has overcome this problem by realizing everyone on the planet is inferior and superior to everyone in some way. Again, knowing your gifts. They believe people have multiple intelligences depending on their personality styles and experiences. The artist might not be the best mechanic. The mathematician might possess highly evolved creative faculty, might not possess highly evolved creative faculties. Champions believe the question is not, are you smart, but how are you smart? Say that again. This goes directly into your gifts. Champions believe the question is not, are you smart? We all are. But the question is, how are you smart? How are you, right, superior, inferior in a certain area? How are you that? The difference in this interpretation of intelligence is monumental. The self-image of the great ones is the foundation of their success. The champions have major league credibility with themselves. The self-confidence manifests in various forms critical in their ascension to the world-class level. It affects the way they approach business, life, and other people. It determines the size and scope of the vision they create for their lives. Champions believe almost anything is within their reach based on the power of their own self-image. The primary strategies the great ones use to develop a powerful self-image self are self-talk and mental imagery. Self-talk and mental imagery. While amateurs are talking themselves out of attempting large goals and expansive visions, the pros are talking themselves into it. The difference doesn't have anything to do with intelligence. It's programming the champions create for themselves. The great ones manufacture their own self-image from scratch, and so do the middle class. You have the ability to manufacture your self-image, your reputation with yourself, who you say you are. How do we do it? It gave you two things that Steve Harvey also gave you: self-talk and mental imagery. How's your self-talk? How do you speak to yourself? If you need other people to applaud you, which is always, it's good once in a while, it's good, but you should be your own cheerleader. Who motivates the motivator? If you're motivating other people, who's motivating you? Who's inspiring you? You have to be your own cheerleader. It's your self-talk. It's what you tell yourself every day. You talk to yourself more than you talk to anyone else on this planet. So what are you saying to yourself? Are you saying good things, empowering things, things that are manufacturing a self-image of the multimillionaire, of the person that's time free, of the person that's the one in their family? Is that the self-image that you have of yourself? Or is it, man, I messed up here. I wish, right? We can be very hard on ourselves. And that's our self-talk. That's what's getting us either to or away from the life that we want. So are you aware of that? Are you aware of your self-talk, of what you are saying to yourself? Of are you patting yourself on the back? Are you applauding yourself? Are you living in objective reality? We talk about this in the book. Are you delusional? Are you just saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm a little overweight, but you're obese." Like how are you talking to yourself? It will create how you view yourself. That's the first thing. The second one is mental imagery. Steve Harvey talked about a vision board. Many of you might have a vision board. The question is, how much do you imprint that in your brain? How much are you looking at it? Or is it hidden away somewhere under some papers? Mine is literally right behind this computer. I sit here so much that if I gaze above my computer, I'm staring at my vision board. Why? Because I'm imprinting it in my mind. The mental imagery says, oh, that's what I'm after. Oh, that life. Got it. Okay. It can be very specific things like Steve Harvey said, hey, I walked into this house. I gotta have this house. He puts it on his vision board 7 years later, not tomorrow, not this year. 7 years later, he gets the house. I want y'all to understand the timelines of why this practice is important, because none of this stuff happens tomorrow. But success leaves clues. It constantly happens for a lot of people. He talked about inviting his wife into his life by just saying, "Hey God, here's who I'm looking for. You need to point me in the right direction." One of my mentors said the exact same thing. He was like, "I didn't know the woman that I wanted, and then all of a sudden, I started writing down all of the qualities that I was looking for, all of the things, and I had it on a piece of paper, and that woman walked into my life." He told me that. And then you hear from Steve Harvey. So, that's two people. So I'm sure there's a bunch more. But is that you? Are you writing down exactly what you want? Is your vision plain? Is it clear? Are you writing down and are you reading it over and over? Are you imprinting it in your mind? Are we focused on that so God can bring us more of that so we can point our remote control at that thing, at those things, at that feeling and say, that's what I want more of? I don't want more of what I've had. I'm not thinking about the past. I'm not comfortable in my emotional home. This is what I want. And that's why I'm going to focus on that and point my remote control there. Is that how you're operating? Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Most of this stuff, you're probably like, I know. I know I need to do a vision board. I know I need to talk better to myself. I know I need to read more. I know. So why are we not doing it? Why are we not doing it with as much intensity as it requires? Are we serious about getting to the life that we want? Or it'd be okay if we got there. If we do, let's just, maybe we get it, maybe we don't, whatever. We're not going to get there. You got to know what you want. You got to go after that thing. And you get to create your own self-image in the process. The action step for today says, do I have the self-image necessary to manifest my ultimate vision for my life? If the answer is no, write down 3 world-class affirmations, language about your vision that will help you develop a world-class self-image. Do you currently have the self-image necessary to get to your goals and dreams? If not, we need to start writing down some affirmations. We need to start talking it and speaking life to our dreams and speaking life to ourselves. And we need to get the mental imagery in our mind, not of poverty, but of abundance, not of lack, right? But of abundance of what's up ahead. And then we get to step into that life. You'll never make more than your identity. The good thing, y'all, to know is that it's possible. It's possible, right? You have to know that. You have to believe that. That has to be in your belief system that this is possible. It's possible for you to get to all the things that you want to get to in life. It's just going to require work. It's going to require you to think differently. It's going to require you to do different things in order to get to that different life. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. Nobody tells you. I'll always tell you that because it's true, right? You deserve all the good things. You deserve the abundance. You deserve it. You deserve the house and the cars and the great relationships and all the stuff. You deserve it. And it's going to require you to change. And it's going to require real work because most people don't get it. But that's the work you're here to do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And outside of these calls, that's the work that you're doing. Go out today, do something that scares you, that pushes you out of your comfort zone. It's the end of March. When we get back on Wednesday, it's going to be April 1st. The first quarter of the year is down. Reflect. How to go for you. I hope it went well. But just know we got quarter two and we can make our lives completely different in the next 3 to 6 months. But you got to do the work. Love you guys. I'll see you on Wednesday. Take care.